The term content marketing. Governments don't do marketing, you know. Yes, they do in the social space, but the content marketing side of it, you know, the Capital Metro project that you pointed to that we did, it was community consultation. And it was fantastic. It's the best way to do community consultation because you're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you're creating genuine information assets for people to have a look at. And you're just presenting them straight. There you go. That's the information. You can make your own mind up. We're not here to convince you one way or the other. We just want to tell you that this is what the project is and everything else. So it was community consultation, but it was content marketing. And I know a lot of people go, content marketing, that's not what governments do. So,
and maybe it's the wrong term for the space. I think that what the term did, and like a lot of people, 5 or 6 years ago, someone sent me something, and it was the term, content marketing, and it was basically describing, I think they sent it to me and said, "Isn't that what we do?" Like, oh yeah, okay, well, so that's what, okay, we're content marketers, all right, good. I mean, for me, it's just marketing. For me, it's just communication. I mean, it's just common sense, really. It was where what content marketing did, the term, was allowed a whole bunch of people from different parts of the ecosystem to go, right, this is where we intersect, right? And it's where, SEO doesn't work the way it used to 5 years ago, right? Google keeps changing their algorithms. They keep penalising anyone who's writing for an algorithm, a computer. They're giving greater benefit or greater weighting to anyone who's writing for real people that get shared on social media. So all those people who are just writing for search engines and writing rubbish just to fill up their stuff to try to attract traffic, hugely penalised, and the people who are winning are the people who are writing content. So anyone who's ever worked in social media marketing, in search engine marketing or search engine optimization, of course now they're all content marketing experts because that's the cool term that everyone wants to do, right? Same thing, anyone who's been in social media, they're now all content marketing experts, of course, right? Now the big change, I think one uniqueness and a difference between, say, this region and the US is that in the US, if you take every Fortune 500 company, I can't think of a single one, and I know a lot of the people who've done this in large companies, I can't think of a single one where media relations or public affairs has a heavy involvement in this model. So that is quite different in Asia. So in Singapore in particular, then public affairs has a huge role, and increasingly what I'm seeing in Australia is it has a much more active role in this and actually leading some of this sort of effort. And because it really is the way of thinking about, well, what was the model that used to be effective to communicate? I mean, some of the trends we talked about, which is, authenticity, changing barometers of trust, who you trust, who are credible spokespeople, has huge implications on the way we traditionally communicated, whether that's through paid media or whether it's through media relations. So there's, whether you call it content marketing or whatever, it in fact is a more suitable term. The fact is that the landscape has changed. The tools and the things that resonate in the marketplace and the techniques we use to get that amplification that used to be so expensive and so shotgun, now we can get much more directed, much more specific, much more audience targeted, and we don't have to rely on third parties to do it for us. We can own that. The people who you're probably already currently paying for services to get to reach that audience, and you're buying it each week, that same amount of money can be invested in an owned asset which doesn't need to be bought every week. That's the essential change, and that's where the efficiency model really comes in. As budgets are getting refined and reflected and reduced, then there has to be a more efficient way of doing this because the old techniques just don't work the way they used to.